Well, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media. Inyo County representatives on the technical group held their ground on issues to be decided at this Thursday's standing committee meeting. No test pumping on wells at 5 bridges until the mitigation reaches sustainable goals. The county still wants to see a California Environmental Quality Act analysis before new wells can be drilled in West Bishop, and Los Angeles Department of Water and Power's plan for reasonable reduction in irrigation and enhancement/mitigation projects will not be supported by Inyo County. Now, the first two aren't news. The third has been discussed for the last 3 months, but at last Friday's technical group meeting, that reasonable reduction plan made its debut. Now, the plan, modeled after indexes developed for the San Joaquin and Sacramento valleys, identifies year types either below normal with runoff at 81 to 100% of normal, dry at 62 to 81% or critical dry, 0 to 62%. Now, runoff estimates for the 2016-2017 year have been set at 71%, an improvement over last year's estimate of 47%. However, spring rains bumped last year's number up to the low 60% range. Now, once the year type is determined, reduction is based on the number of consecutive dry years. Dry year types get cut 20% in the second year, 25% in the third, and 30% for 4 or more years of drought. Now, all that being said, the LADWP plan would drop both irrigation water and enhancement mitigation projects by 30%. Now, the plan will go to the to the standing committee without support from Inyo County. Said Inyo County Water Director Bob Harrington, quote, "There are a number of issues with the program. Look at the percentages. This would have a drastic negative impact on lessees," end quote. Now, Harrington pointed out that a permanent program would not allow for the alterations in exports pumping or well on-off status. His preference would be to do an evaluation year by year, starting the process earlier in the year, looking at all the options. Inyo County is holding its second annual Talking Water Workshop. Now, that'll be taking place Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. at the Inyo County Supervisors Chambers in Independence. The Standing Committee is scheduled to meet Thursday at the Inyo County Board Chambers at 1 p.m. Deb Murphy's full story and more from the Inyo Supervisors Talking Water Workshop posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, with the warming weather and thawing snow, Mono County is experiencing an increase in wildlife activity. Press release from the Mono County Sheriff's Office notes that although this trend extends through the entire county, Crowley Lake and June Lake have been the hot spots for bear activity. Press release notes the bears are seeking food and are already damaging property and attempting to gain access to houses and outbuildings. Residents and visitors also need to be mindful of the presence of mountain lions. Now, while mountain lion attacks on humans are extremely rare, it is important to be educated on what to do should one encounter a mountain lion. Now, the press release notes there are steps that people can take in an effort to exist responsibly with wildlife, including investing in bear-proof garbage containers, properly store pet food, do not leave anything in your vehicle that may attract bears, and this includes, but is not limited to, food, wrappers, gum, perfume, mints, etc. Also, watch out for the wildlife on our roads. Also, never feed wildlife. Press release notes feeding of wildlife is a violation of the law and is also a death sentence to the animals. And that full press release is posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, the Eastern Sierra has lost a wonderful person. Shirley Ray Worf Fendon, Shirley Fendon, passed peacefully Thursday, April 28th. She was at home surrounded by her family as they sang her favorite hymns, prayed her favorite prayers, and sent her on her way, wrapped in love, to the next stage of her journey in eternal life. Shirley Ray Worf was born to Maisie and Bill Worf of Bishop in 1933. Bill and Maisie traveled to Beverly Hills for Shirley Ray's birth, returning to Bishop a few days later. Shirley Ray grew up in Bishop, spending her childhood in and around her parents' business, the Kitty Lee Inn and the Copper Kettle Restaurant. which is depicted today in a mural on the south side of Whiskey Creek in Bishop. The Copper Kettle became Whiskey Creek in the 1980s after Sam Walker purchased the business. Now, in 1949, after moving from Chicago to Ontario, Jerry Fendon started making monthly trips to the Owens Valley, calling on customers throughout Inyo and Mono counties to reupholster their furniture and rebuild mattresses from the shop where he worked in Ontario. On his travels to Bishop, Jerry did a lot of reupholstery work for Shirley's mother, Maisie, in her home, as well as the Kitty Lee Inn. Shirley and Jerry eventually met and dated for some time before they married in the summer of 1956. Shirley Fendon was very involved in and was a founding member of the Bishop Mural Society. She loved mule days and thoroughly enjoyed driving visitors and dignitaries around the fairgrounds and golf carts each year for the Mule Days Committee. Shirley was on the Laws Railroad Museum Restoration Committee. She was integral into the planning and implementation of the Kern W. Hudson Dunnigan Congressional Medal of Honor Memorial in front of the Chamber of Commerce in downtown Bishop. Colonel Dunnigan was one of Shirley's classmates, and she was honored to be part of the Memorial Committee. Shirley enthusiastically supported Ted and Lisa Shady's early work with the animal shelters in Inyo and Mono counties and Inyo-Mono County Animal Resources and Education, known as iCare, making sure that Fendon's Furniture supported the annual iCare fundraisers generously. She also quietly helped many individuals in and around Bishop throughout her life and rescued countless stray animals, often taking them for veterinarian services or finding them homes. Now, one of Shirley's favorite sayings was, "Be kind and sweet to all you meet. Be honest and true, and that will be you." That is how she will be remembered by those who knew her well. A celebration of life will be held for Shirley Fendon on Sunday, June 12th, 2 p.m. at the Whiskey Creek patio. The Fendon family would love to have everyone who knew her join them at Whiskey Creek that day to share their memories about Shirley Ray. Please bring your stories and plan to have fun. That is what she would want. Shirley Fendon's full obituary is posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Now, in lieu of flowers, you can make a donation in Shirley's name to any appropriate military veterans support organization, as well as iCare or the ASPCA, in memory of Shirley Fendon.